Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of the FinTech Hunting Podcast. We've got a very special guest for you today. She's an industry thought leader, a capital markets expert. She specializes in innovative product and pricing solutions. Please help me welcome back to the show, Eloise Schmitz, CEO and co-founder of LoneX. Eloise, welcome back.
Thank you, Michael. I love your intros. They're always very enthusiastic. It's a great way to start this.
Oh, well, excellent. Well, you have a wealth of knowledge and expertise, and I know one of the things that I always enjoy our discussions is you always give me a good perspective of where are things at in the market. So let's start there and kind of just give your little overview of where are things currently in the market and kind of what should we be aware of.
Well, I think certainly the last quarter of 2024 was a particularly interesting time in the market from a rate perspective. We saw rates go from, a fairly deep inverted yield curve to, in October to a steepened, a traditional steepened yield curve. And all that change, I don't think had a huge impact on the market, but it was a bit of a surprise. So what it means is rates are not declining at the rate that the, market was expecting. And I don't think we're entering 2025 with really a different expectation. And that rate environment means I don't think anybody believes we're going to see 3% in 2025 or really even in 2026. So what that means is it's going to be a purchase-centric market. And second lien products are going to continue to be front and center. It may keep some people out, some first-time home buyers out of the market because they may perceive the rates to be a little bit high. But I think there's also with that, sort of normalization of rates in that, let's say, 6 to 7% range. That means people, as it normalizes and it gets to be a little bit more expected, people can actually move forward. And that's what we're seeing. The housing market's opening up a bit, the purchase market's opening up a bit. So I'm really excited about where we sit and what's in store for us in 2025.
So let's talk about how does technology and innovation impact lenders' ability to handle these current market conditions?
Well, obviously, if we're going to be in this kind of a market for a while, a successful loan officer is going to have access to all kinds of products, not just agency products and FHA and VA products, but also second lien products, investment property products, and products that meet, alternative income borrowers. And that's just having, a full set of tools in your toolbox. You don't want to go on the job with just, with one tool and hope that it solves the problem for every borrower. So my best tip is technology is your ally in accessing all these different products. And, as I say, if you can't see it, you can't sell it. You can't see the solution for your borrower, then you're going to put them in a product that they probably shouldn't be in. So it's really a time to not be afraid that all these options are sort of intimidating. These options are actually more tools to solve more problems for more borrowers. So having access to it and use technology to your advantage, it can solve these problems. I know LoanNEX, that's what we started for. We are there to solve the mystery of, is this borrower eligible for this program and am I pricing it correctly? That's what we do. We keep it really simple, really intuitive, and make sure you have access to it and you know what you're doing.
So let's dive into that a little bit deeper. You gave a great market perspective, good technology insights on how it needs to be applied, but I'm going to now tee it up so you get to kind of shout from the rooftops about LoanNEX. Tell me, you've got new innovations coming out, new products, you're rolling out retail. Tell me, why is it so important to have access to all of these products in one platform, and what has LoanNEX done to address that?
Oh, Michael, thank you. So this is also an exciting year from a roadmap perspective for LoanNEX. We spent a lot of time in 2024 on our roadmap, really teeing ourselves up to, deliver a lot more services quicker, more efficiently, and also really focused on the solutions required to engage not just in agency products, but specifically in non-agency products. And that doesn't just mean the eligibility, it also means the entire lock process. And non-agency just works differently than agency does. You have to have a good lock platform to both be on the receiving end of that lock or on the originating side to make sure you're locking at the right price, and then an easy way to get into that best efforts lock process with your counterparty. So we've done a lot of that. And what we've listened to from our clients and we're super excited about is about 40% of the volume in the non-agency marketplace goes through exceptions. And, the way people handle exceptions today, I'll sort of liken to an analog version versus a digital version. It's very manual. Sometimes it's through email, sometimes it's through sort of a queue. But being able to, request an exception, have it managed through your pricing engine process so that whatever the exception, line item exception is, an exception for a specific attribute can get repriced and it goes all the way back down to that loan officer. That streamlines so much noise out of just that part of the process. So that's one of the big things that we're doing that I'm really, really excited about. And it's I think really going to open up again that simplicity and intuitiveness for everybody.
I love that because I think when you start looking at a lot of the other solutions out there, it's very few solutions that actually handle exceptions and do it in a modern way, right? In a modern pricing engine platform to handle those exceptions. And then all of it revolves around how you open up more market access. So people have access to more programs. They have access to, as you said, if you can't see it, you can't sell it. Well, when you can't see it, or if you have to go to 5 different screens to see what products in different portals and everything else, it's very hard to sell it. So I love what you're doing because you're addressing market demand so that it can open up the markets for all of the different participants. Got a number of trade shows coming up. Tell me a little bit about kind of your plans. I know you'll be at ICE Experience. I know you've got MCT coming up. Tell me a little bit about where people can find you and what to expect from LoanNEX at those events.
So the other big announcement that we're, or release that we're doing is really opening up our retail services inside the Encompass environment so that people can add LoanNEX in their Encompass environment for retail sellers and really either supplement their existing pricing engine so they can get better supported for these products, or, LoanNEX may be their only pricing engine solution and we can bring all the products to you. However anybody wants to use the service, the biggest thing is getting it in the hands of loan officers inside their environment. And that's what we're really excited about talking about at the ICE conference. So we'll be there. Certainly reach out to sales@loannex.com at any time and we can hook you up with an appointment. But this is really an exciting time of the market. And it's however we can help everybody get access to the products down at a loan officer level in a simple and intuitive way and get it all the way through that lock process. That's the main mission. That's what gets you successful.
And with that access, then you can provide the right product to the right borrower at the right time. And like you said, everyone wins when that takes place.
Yes, especially the borrowers. So it is super exciting, streamlining that process, demystifying it, and giving confidence and accuracy. That's everything on whether you're the originator or the investor buying the loan. So that's super important, and that's what LoanNEX is here. So plug us in, open up the access, and let your loan officers see more options to buy and sell. That's what we're going to be talking about, certainly macro trends of what's going on in non-QM and why it's important to add that to your portfolio. We'll be talking about that at MCT and actually adding the technology. That's super important for people on the Encompass platform to see that they have that option.
Well, I love it. You guys are doing so much. You're rolling out innovation. You're really tuning into the market. So whether that's retail, whether that's with exceptions, if you're an Encompass user, if you're going to be at ICE Experience, make sure you schedule time with LoanNEX. I think you're going to be at kiosk number 2, but reach out to
That's
sales.
right. Thank
schedule
you.
that time. MCT, you'll be at that conference. A lot of roundtable discussions take place there. What else do you see on the horizon for the rest of the year, and where else are you guys going to continue to introduce new innovation?
Really, everything around those two pieces is going to be continuing to provide additional enhancements, listening to our customers about what those may be. We're also looking at adding, we get a lot of interest from the investment property programs. So adding fix and flip, adding some of the bridge financing, some of those pieces are some where we're seeing a lot of demand. So we'll be adding those features to the platform. There's also demand for reverse. So those are all things that are, they're not big releases. Those are just adding more product options to the platform, and those will be coming up over the next couple of quarters. But it is really exciting what we're seeing and hearing, and the support in these innovations by our partners, all of our partners, both on the buy side and on the retail and broker side. So this is the time to lean in. If you haven't gotten your tools available to your LOs yet, this is the time. Give everyone a chance to sell more products, so they need the technology to do it. You don't have to make it hard.
Well, I absolutely love it. Eloise, you always bring a wealth of knowledge and expertise, and I love the fact that you really focus on what are the challenges in the market and how can you serve a role and a part in addressing those through the incredible innovation that you're developing at LoanNEX. So I can't thank you enough for being a guest on this episode of the FinTech Hunting Podcast.
Thank you, and we'll see you at all the conferences. Looking forward to it.